If you traveled 10,000 years into the future, what would planet Earth look like? Would most of its surface be covered in volcanoes? Or would it be frozen in ice? What if you traveled even further, to 1 million years in the future? Would they have settled in other parts of the galaxy? We've seen how much we've struggled to come together just to survive a global pandemic. So, how do we have any chance of enduring the threats of climate change, overpopulation, global nuclear war, killer asteroids and comets, natural ice ages, and the sun getting a lot hotter? Well, let's take a look into the future and find out. "100 years from now. Humans keep spitting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and the planet's already warmed up a bunch. The world's ocean levels have risen about 4 feet. The Bahamas, they've totally gone. 200 years from now. The Earth's population is about 19 billion people. The climate's gotten even warmer. New medical tech makes it possible to live to 180, but why? Fossil fuel. Reserves of oil and gas long gone. And the continents have drifted over 16 feet. The Voyager 1 space probe is about to enter an asteroid cloud at the edge of the solar system. It's the most distant man-made object in the universe. 1,000 years from now. Thanks to better quality food, humans are now 7 feet tall on average. Technologies solved the pollution and fuel shortage problem. Humanity's doing just fine. Robots do all the work. We just play around all day. Ocean levels have crept up another 10 feet. Islands like the Seychelles, Maldives, Galapagos and many others have gone underwater. Denmark, the Netherlands, Eastern England, Thailand and Vietnam are only partially underwater. There's been a huge human migration these last 100 years. 5,000 years from now. Humanity's getting ready to open the crypt of civilization. It's a hermetically sealed room in Georgia in the States. It was created in 1940, and it's full of about 800 books on microfilm, recordings of famous people's voices. It's also filled with bits of technology from that time like a toaster, a radio and a typewriter. Some awesome people created the crypt of civilization in case humans experienced a major catastrophe in the distant future and had to rebuild civilization from scratch. We'd all go back to using typewriters. 10,000 years from now. We're going to run into a big problem called the decamillennium bug. At 10,000 AD, software encoding the AD calendar year won't encode dates with more than 4 decimals. Remember Y2K? Yeah, it's just like that. Except, hopefully, we won't panic as much this time around. "15,000 years from now. Our planet has changed its tilt, and the Sahara Desert is now a tropical forest. Years of rain turned the dry desert into a wild jungle. 30,000 years from now. The Voyager 1 space probe has finally left the asteroid cloud at the edge of our solar system. If it doesn't collide with anything, it'll be flying in the dark, wide open outer space for a very long time. 50,000 years from now. The radio signal with a special message sent into space in 1974 has reached its destination. The message contained the human number system and data about our DNA and our solar system. If there was someone on the other end to receive this signal, we might have a response from them. 100,000 years from now. One of the largest known stars in our galaxy, Canis Majoris, explodes with enormous force. The explosion of this supernova can be seen from Earth even during the day, and the nights are much brighter because of the new strong glow in the night sky. What's new on Earth? Supervolcanoes start erupting all over. These volcanoes spew colossal amounts of lava and ash. Everywhere thick black clouds cover most of the sky. This prevents the sun's rays from reaching the ground, and the temperature on our planet drops even lower. Humans mostly live underground anyway, so it's no big deal. 250,000 years from now. There is new islands on the map. Back in 2021, it was just an Underwater volcano somewhere in the Pacific. After thousands of years of spouting out lava, it finally reached the ocean surface and busted out in the cool fresh air. Not much growing on it, yet Niagara Falls has long since disappeared, and Lake Erie and Lake Ontario have teamed up to form one huge super lake. 300,000 years from now, the triple star system WR104 is about to explode. It's spinning crazy fast, and there's a chance that radiation from the explosion could eventually reach Earth that would do a lot of damage to all life on our planet. Voyager 1 reaches the brightest star in the night sky. It's 8.6 light years from Earth. In 500,000 years, it is likely that an asteroid with a diameter greater than 1 kilometer (0.62 miles) will hit Earth unless we can prevent it. The resulting crater will be no less than 400 kilometers (248 mi) across. It will start fires all over the planet and make the air unbreathable. So, there's something to look forward to. 1 million years from now, the rogue star Gliese 710 comes very close to our solar system. We're surrounded by a huge shield of asteroids called the Oort cloud and the rogue stars beginning to affect the asteroids hanging out in there. It grabs them, spins them around and throws them toward the center of our solar system. Comets start to fall on our planet all the time, big ones causing more tsunamis and earthquakes. Oh, and the nearby star Betelgeuse will have exploded into a supernova by this time, making it visible from Earth even during the daytime. Two million years into the future, humanity will have settlements throughout the solar system. This also means that if populations on different planets have remained separate, humans may have evolved into other species adapted to their specific world. 10 million years from now, the Red Sea is gradually expanding into the East African River. Africa is now divided in two by a new oceanic gulf. The human DNA molecule has completely decomposed. But it's no big deal, we've become totally digital without any pesky aging problems. The really cool thing is that other animals have evolved a lot and change ridiculously. Thanks to a simple interface, we're actually able to talk to dolphins, chimps, dogs and cats. 25 million years from now, the San Andreas Fault has been crazy recently and has caused the Gulf of California to flood the Central Valley. There's a new sea on the west coast of North America. 50 million years from now, Africa just collided with Eurasia. The Mediterranean Sea is totally gone. There's a new Australia is continuing its journey north. It already collided with Southeast Asia a few million years ago. The few human colonies still left on Mars need to do some serious packing. Phobos, one of Mars' moons, is beginning to orbit at a lower altitude, so that's going to be unpleasant. 80 million years from now, all the remains of Hawaii is one island. All the others have long since gone underwater. But just next door, a whole new chain of Hawaiian islands has emerged. 100 million years from now, the Atlantic shrinking down to nothing. The Americas are almost rubbing up against Africa. Africa has already merged with Eurasia. We've got ourselves a supercontinent again. Pangaea Proxima, all traces of human life are gone or buried deep underground. The movement of the continents has destroyed tunnels, roads, buildings, bridges. $500 to 600 million years from now, a gamma-ray burst will likely occur within 6,500 light years from Earth. If it strikes Earth, it could damage the ozone layer and trigger a mass extinction. 600 million years from now, the moon will be so far from Earth that total solar eclipses will no longer be possible. The sun's increasing luminosity will have raised temperatures on Earth so much that it could halt plate tectonics movement. In 800 million years, carbon dioxide, CO2, levels will drop dramatically and photosynthesis will no longer be possible. Free oxygen, O2, and ozone, O3, will disappear from the atmosphere, and complex life on Earth will die. And finally, in 1 billion years, the sun's luminosity will have increased by 10%, and the average temperature on Earth will be 47 degrees centigrade, 117 degrees Fahrenheit. Our atmosphere will feel like a damp greenhouse, and our oceans will evaporate, leaving just pockets of water at each of the poles. When you arrive here in your time machine, be mentally prepared to take in a planet Earth that looks nothing like the one you remember. The human race will be gone, hopefully, living its best life on some other far-off planet. Because of the intense heat, lack of water, and lack of breathable air, Earth will be uninhabitable. So you probably shouldn't stay too long. Instead, you should head out to see the rest of the solar system.